Have you ever felt tired? Tired of trying to make everyone happy? Tired of saying yes when you really want to say no? Tired of understanding everyone else while nobody seems to understand you? Maybe you smile in front of people. Maybe you say, "I'm fine," but deep inside, you know something is wrong. You are tired. You are confused. And sometimes you don't even know what you want anymore. If you have ever felt this way, stay with me, because today we are going to talk about something very important. How to stop ignoring yourself and start choosing yourself. And at the same time, you will learn simple English sentences that you can use in real life. So don't worry if your English is not perfect. You don't need perfect English. You just need to listen, repeat, and understand. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Listen to yourself. The first step is very simple. Listen to yourself. It sounds easy, but many people don't do it. We listen to our parents. We listen to our friends. We listen to our teachers. We listen to social media. We listen to people's opinions. But sometimes, we forget to listen to ourselves. You may ask everyone, "What should I do? Do you think this is a good decision? What would you do if you were me?" Asking for advice is not wrong. Advice can be helpful, but if you always depend on other people's opinions, you may slowly lose your own voice. So sometimes, stop and ask yourself, what do I really want? What am I feeling? What is making me unhappy? What would give me peace? These questions can help you understand yourself. Here is a useful English sentence. I need some time to think about it. Repeat it. I need some time to think about it. You don't have to answer everyone immediately. You are allowed to think. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to understand your own feelings. Sometimes, silence helps you hear the voice inside you. Lesson 2. Learn the difference between fear and warning. Not every fear means you should stop. Sometimes fear means this is new. Sometimes fear means you are growing. For example, imagine you want to speak English in front of other people. You feel nervous. Your hands become cold. You think, what if I make a mistake? That fear does not necessarily mean you should stop. It may simply mean you are doing something outside your comfort zone. That is growth fear, but there is another kind of fear. Sometimes you feel uncomfortable because something is genuinely wrong. Maybe someone constantly disrespects you. Maybe you are in a situation that is hurting your peace. Maybe your heart keeps telling you something is not right. That can be a warning. So learn to ask, am I afraid because I am growing? Or am I afraid because something is hurting me? This is an important question. And here is another useful English sentence. I am scared, but I can still try. Say it again. I am scared, but I can still try. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to understand your fear. Lesson 3. Stop asking everyone for permission. Some people spend their whole life waiting for permission. Permission to study, permission to change, permission to start a new career, permission to learn English, permission to say no, permission to follow a dream. But your life cannot be controlled by everyone's approval. People will always have opinions. Some people will support you. Some people will criticize you. Some people will understand you. Some people will never understand you. That's okay. Listen to advice. Respect people, but don't give everyone the power to make your decisions. Because they may give you advice for 5 minutes, but you may have to live with that decision for 5 years. So learn to say, I appreciate your advice, but I need to make my own decision. This is powerful English, and it is also a powerful life skill. You can respect someone without following everything they say. Lesson 4. Write down what you feel. Sometimes your mind feels like a room full of noise. One thought comes, then another, then another. You think about yesterday. You worry about tomorrow. You remember someone's words. You imagine different possibilities, and suddenly you don't know what you actually feel. That's why writing can help. Take a piece of paper and write honestly. Ask yourself, what is hurting me? What am I avoiding? What do I need right now? What do I want my life to feel like? What decision would bring me peace? Don't write to impress anyone. Write for yourself. You don't need beautiful words. You don't need perfect English. Just write the truth. Here is a useful sentence. I need to be honest with myself. Repeat. I need to be honest with myself. Because sometimes the truth is uncomfortable, but avoiding the truth can create even more pain. Lesson 5. Start choosing yourself in small ways. Choosing yourself does not mean becoming selfish. It doesn't mean becoming cold. It doesn't mean leaving everyone. It doesn't mean saying no to everything. Sometimes choosing yourself is very small. It can mean going to bed when you are tired. It can mean drinking enough water. It can mean studying for 30 minutes. It can mean taking a walk. It can mean leaving an unnecessary argument. It can mean saying no when you really don't want to do something. It can mean taking time for your dream. It can mean saying, I need some time for myself. That sentence is simple, but it is powerful. Because every small decision tells your mind, I matter too. My time matters, my peace matters, my future matters. Think about this. Every time you say yes when you really mean no, you move a little further away from yourself. Every time you ignore your dream, your heart becomes a little heavier. Every time you choose someone's approval over your peace, you forget your own value. So start small. You don't have to change your whole life today. Just make one better choice, one small choice, today. Lesson 6. Change the way you talk to yourself. Now, let's talk about something extremely important. Self-talk. The way you speak to yourself matters because you hear your own voice more than anyone else's voice. Someone may criticize you once, but you may repeat that criticism inside your mind for years. Someone may reject you once, but you may continue rejecting yourself every day. So listen to the words you use with yourself. Do you say, "I am useless. I can't do anything. My English is terrible. I always fail. I am not good enough"? If you speak to yourself like this every day, how can you expect to feel confident? Positive self-talk does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It means being honest but kind. Instead of saying, "My English is terrible," say, "My English is improving." Instead of, "I can't speak English," say, "I can speak English slowly, and I can improve with practice." Instead of, "I always fail," say, "I have made mistakes, but I can learn from them." Instead of, "I am too late," say, "I can start from where I am." These sentences may sound simple, but your words influence your mindset, so choose your words carefully. Lesson 7. Don't be afraid of mistakes. If you are learning English, this lesson is especially important for you. Many English learners know vocabulary. They understand grammar. They watch English videos. They read English sentences, but when it is time to speak, they become silent. Why? Because they are afraid of mistakes. They think, what if my grammar is wrong? What if people laugh? What if my pronunciation is not perfect? Let me tell you something. You cannot become fluent without making mistakes. A child learning to walk falls many times, but nobody says, "You are terrible at walking." People say, "Try again." The same thing applies to English. You speak, you make a mistake, you learn, you try again, you improve. So don't wait until your English is perfect. Speak with the English you have today. Say, "I am still learning. Please give me a moment. Let me try again. I don't know the perfect word, but I'll explain it." These are real-life English sentences. And remember, mistakes are not proof that you are failing. Sometimes mistakes are proof that you are practicing. Lesson 8. Protect your peace. Your time is valuable. Your energy is valuable. Your attention is valuable. Don't give all of them to people who constantly drain you. You don't have to respond to every message immediately. You don't have to join every argument. You don't have to explain every decision. You don't have to prove your worth to everyone. Sometimes, peace means saying, "I don't want to argue about this." Sometimes peace means, "Let's talk about this later." Sometimes peace means, "I need some space." And sometimes peace means walking away, not because you are weak, but because you finally understand your value. Final message. So let's come back to the beginning. Maybe you have spent years trying to make everyone happy. Maybe you have ignored your feelings. Maybe you have stopped listening to yourself. Maybe you have been waiting for someone to tell you, "You are good enough. You can do this. You are allowed to start." But today, I want you to hear those words from yourself. You are allowed to start. You are allowed to learn. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to rest. And yes, you are allowed to choose yourself, not in a selfish way, in a healthy way. Choose your peace. Choose your growth. Choose your dreams. Choose your health. Choose your future. And most importantly, choose to believe that you can become better. Maybe your English is not perfect today. That's okay. Maybe your confidence is low. That's okay. Maybe you have made many mistakes. That's okay. You are still here. And as long as you are willing to learn, you can still grow. So don't say, "I can't." Say, I'm learning. Don't say, "I am too late." Say, "I can start today." Don't say, "I am not good enough." Say, "I am growing every day." And don't forget this. Your life does not change because you make one huge decision. Sometimes it changes because you make one small, better choice every day. So today, make one choice for yourself. Speak one English sentence. Learn one new word. Take one step toward your dream. And remind yourself, I am not finished. I am still becoming. Now I have a small challenge for you. In the comments, complete this sentence. From today, I choose to. Maybe you will write, I choose to believe in myself. I choose to practice English every day. I choose to stop overthinking. I choose to protect my peace. I choose to start. Again, write your own sentence in the comments. Don't just watch this video. Take one small action. And if you write your sentence, come back after a few weeks and read it again. You may be surprised by how much you have changed. If this lesson helped you, practice these sentences aloud, listen again, repeat them, and use them in your real life. And if you are learning English and you want to improve your speaking, confidence, vocabulary, and everyday English, make sure to subscribe to English Gateway. Here, we don't learn English only from books, we learn English for real life. So subscribe to English Gateway, turn on the notification bell, and join us in the next lesson. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep believing in yourself, and remember, your English can improve, your confidence can grow, your life can change, one word, one sentence, one small step at a time. This is English Gateway. See you in the next lesson.